This week in the field, there is always something to shoot. You just may have to look for it. Hey everybody, I'm Scott Davenport and welcome to In the Field. Today we're going to jump right into it. Topic is there's always something to shoot. I'm a firm believer in that. As a landscape person, you go out to locations and you hope for certain weather conditions. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But I always think there is something to shoot, even if it's just for practice. You've heard me talk about that before. I had an experience in the past month or so at Torrey Pines Beach where when I got there, it was a very different beach than the last time I had visited. Let me show you the footage. I'll come back and talk about it.
Torrey Pines Beach. Calm, very cloudy Saturday morning. It's actually quite a different beach than the last time I was here. I've had to go pretty far south before I started getting to the pebbles and so forth you see in the foreground here. More often, the beach is just covered with them, littered with them. But the northern section, to get over here, you kind of see back up where you see signs of life, where a few lights and a couple of fishermen and so forth. Farther north from there, complete empty sandy beaches. That makes some nice minimalist compositions. But today is really going to end up probably just being about taking a nice walk and enjoying being outside. So I'm setting up. I've purposely chosen a little stretch of beach that has nothing in the foreground. You've got a couple of birds here, a whole bunch of seaweed. And this section here where there's nothing, just the ripples of waves, there's the camera, a little bit farther, more seaweed and so forth. I'm going to go for a minimal composition. Really just, completely nothing but sky and surf. So framing up, I am purposely putting the horizon dead center. Unusual, but I think when I do a longer exposure, it's going to work out pretty nicely. So right now I'm metering at about a half a second. I want to bring that up to at least 4 stops. So that would be half a second, double that, 1, then 2, then 4, then 8. That might work. If that's not enough, I'll put either a polarizer on the front, get another couple of stops, or maybe even break out a 10 stop to get something really long. So everything just becomes very dreamy, and ultimately it should just be kind of a very soft horizon line and different tones of blue. One other thing I am looking for is kind of an interesting pattern in the sky, because what's happening, that's reflecting in the ground. You can actually see on the right-hand side here, you've got this nice white kind of curved streak there, and that's reflecting in the sand. With a long exposure, I'm going to maintain those reflections. So just panning the camera, a little bit left, a little bit right, fine-tuning things in. We just finished taking a shot here. Let's take a look at what we have. So something like that's going on. I'm getting a little bit of glare, but you get the idea. It's a nice mirror image, which is one of the other reasons I put the horizon dead center in this particular framing.
With rare exception, there was really not a foreground object to be found, and without a very interesting sky, there wasn't even much to compose with using the cliffs or leading lines of the surf or so forth. It just became kind of bland. Then decided to do something more abstract and just take a dead center horizon with a long exposure and make everything smooth. And it turned out, at least to me, be very pleasing. And it was a great reminder, and the tip of the week is there is always something to shoot. Might not be what you thought you were going to get, might not be what you envisioned. You look a little closer, and you will find something that you can create from the location you're in, given the conditions you're in. And that does it for today's In the Field. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, shoot me a message, let me know that you're getting value out of these. It's always great to hear from everyone. Send in your questions. Questions are awesome. Help me come up with new ideas for the show, and let me know what you're thinking and what I can do to help you out on your photo journey. And answering your questions really helped me on my photo journey too. So it's a win-win. Until next time, my name is Scott Davenport, and happy shooting.